Nation. Welcome. It's Monday evening. It's the week of the spring game here in Sooner Nation. And we've already got questions coming because why wouldn't we? We have the best viewers out there, sometimes known as the Surgeaholics, sometimes known as Surgeomaniacs, whatever you are. You're on here every night with us, and we appreciate it so much. Let's open it right out of the chute with Eric's question. Eric's a Sooner Surge Unlimited member. Eric says, serious question based on yesterday's convo. We were talking about elite running backs or not. Who's the better all-around back, Peterson or Reggie Bush? Not
Peterson.
Just because I'm an OU fan. Peterson's the better all-around back, mainly because of his speed and power combo. Bush was more of a scat back.
I don't know if he's more of a scat back, but he definitely but they both had, I mean, Bush was pretty dang good in the NFL.
Bush had a really good NFL career.
I just think if I had a team that I was going with, I would want AD as my running back over Bush, just because he's more physical and that type of runner. But both should have Heisman's.
Only one cheated. Only one cheated.
The fact Adrian Peterson didn't get a Heisman is, but you know what? It's a running back. It's not a running back award, really. Just not.
No. Definitely is.
Okay, let me say this, Eric. I agree with catching the ball in the backfield. AD's vision was pretty elite.
AD had great vision.
His cutbacks, even in the NFL, he would cut back against the grain. He saw things that a lot of people didn't see.
Absolutely.
I think that's a great question, though, Eric. I think it's a really good question.
Thunder,
good
number
point,
one seed,
buddy.
Jay. Number
What's
one
that?
seed, Mark Dagnott is the coach of the year. No surprise.
Correct.
Mixon is more equivalent Bush talent-wise. I think Mixon's a much more powerful – Tyler says that. I think Mixon's much more powerful than Bush was, but he did catch the ball really, really well in the backfield.
Bush is more electrifying than Mixon. I think.
I don't think, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I would have.
Well,
Bush
Eric definitely has Bush over Mixon. I do not.
Hunter says Lakers should throw the play in according to the national. Here's the deal. Here's what I want to happen as a Thunder fan. Pelicans lose to the Lakers, but then the Pelicans beat the Kings or the Warriors. That's what I want to happen.
I don't care. I'm not scared of the Kings.
Kings have played good against Thunder, Jeremy.
They have, Jay. I'm not scared of the Kings.
Okay. All right.
Just saying. Yeah, Jay, it's not looking good weather-wise for Saturday. 55 with a 50% chance of rain.
Hey, how about the portal? A lot of guys today you saw are gunning into the portal. We're only, an hour away from when the portal can happen? Portal opens in an hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, Texas had a few guys enter today, or not enter today, but plan to enter, according to Hayes Fawcett. Hey, and let me reiterate something.
Reiterate it right now, Jay.
Sooner fans, you cannot get if you're OU, you're not going to get portal players from SEC schools. So anytime you see a guy enter the portal from the SEC, don't be saying, "Oh, you're going to go after him." No,
they could go get him, and they just can't play this year.
Yeah, nobody's going to transfer to OU if they can't play, Jeremy. They're transferring to play.
Agreed. I'm just saying, you said they can't go get anyone.
Well,
they could go get someone. They're just not going to play this year.
Correct.
And Jay, welcome again. Listen, spring portal sucks, but there are, I think, some diamonds in the rough. There are some to be got out there. So,
any from OU enter tomorrow?
I think OU has someone enter tomorrow. Yes.
I agree.
I think there's going to be a player that hasn't been talked about, okay, that enters the portal.
Yeah, and it might be a shock to fans, but it won't be a shock to coaches, I don't think.
Correct. And I think, like Bobby says, spring portal does not suck now with NIL deals and things. It may not be as bad as past.
I like the rule, too, where you can't go play for another SEC school. I like it.
I absolutely love that rule. Colin asked, Heard this on the radio and thought about it. Would you rather have Porter Moser have success next year and start laying groundwork, or have a losing season with Porter so he leaves?
Success.
No, I'd rather have success next year.
Success.
Someone the equivalent of a Petaway. I don't think anyone like Petaway would leave. Petaway's got too much, I'll use the word, upside.
But if you're not going to play.
Well, I don't know who Eric would be alluding to is what I'm saying, I guess.
Gary's dropping a pretty good stat in there. He says, last night you talked about running backs yards average, yards per carry. Gavin Sawchuk had more yards per carry than any back in the Power 5 except Milton from Georgia. Really? I did not know that. It seems a little high, but
who are some guys that have a lot of talent and not enough playing time? Petaway, I guess, but I think Petaway is going to have a major role this year. I think he's going to play more than people are giving him credit for.
Well, I mean, what about a guy like Emeka Egwe, running back?
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that could. Absolutely.
I'm going to throw a name out there. I do not foresee this happening. So, well, I'm not going to throw names out there. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, what Bobby said was interesting. Phil Piscotty is a name that you just never know. Brennan Thompson not going to enter the portal. I would be shocked if Brennan Thompson did. Look, Brennan Thompson's going to be a major role in this team.
You don't know that.
I absolutely think he will, though.
Okay, but you don't know that.
I absolutely think he will. Why do you always got to come at me with, you don't know that, you don't know that, you don't know that?
I'm not.
You don't know that. I didn't say I did know it. I just said I think he will. Jeez.
Any linebackers, the portal?
Jet says, can it, question mark. I don't
know.
No.
Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Oh, Chief says who should have played more? Yeah, Brendan Thompson, absolutely. I don't think Javonte Barnes portals because I think he's probably the backup.
Hey, I do think that a running back enters the portal.
Well, there's not that many, Jay. Who's it going to be? Amegwa?
Yeah, could be. I don't know. We'll see.
I thought there was talk he was leaving anyway.
Not that
in the past.
Is your boy going to enter the portal?
No, he's injured.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't think you enter the portal when you're injured, Jay.
Why?
The talk of Gavin Freeman's not entering the portal.
Who said that?
Someone said, hey, is Helms ever going to play? I hope so. I really, really like Caden Helms.
I do too. We are Okie Long Guy. I had to put it on there because you do it every night.
A lot of people are in here talking about yards per carry in it. I know Eric was talking about Javonte Barnes wasn't good at 4.5, but if you look at some of these other backs in the country, they weren't killing it over 5. So
Rowe's an interesting one, Keaton.
Yeah.
There's some names. There's some names that Keaton just put up there that I would think possibly.
I think that's a good list.
Yeah, great list, Keaton, is what Chester says.
What hypothetical? What? I hope it's hypothetical.
Let me answer this, Jerm.
Well, I was reading it first.
Okay, read it.
What position group could withstand several injuries and still be effective? I know what I would say. What do you say, Jay?
Well, first off, it depends on who gets injured when you ask that, because you could obviously have a lot of injuries at wide receiver if they weren't your starters. But if you lose guys like Jaden Gibson and Burks, then no, you're not going to withstand that. Now, I would say the position group to me that you could have injuries would be safety and defensive back area. I think you got plenty of depth there.
I think receiver, they got plenty of depth. I mean, they got enough dudes. Again,
all of these receivers, another one.
All of these depends on Yeah, who it is that gets injured. But you name 3, Jay, and then there's some that can't afford injury. Absolutely can't. Hope your
Appreciate
migraine
that,
gets
Mike.
better. No fun.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very great tonight either, Jay.
Really. Got some
Yeah.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
Jay says Barnes ran great year one. Then he ran scared. Jay, we talked about this before. I don't think it's fair to judge anything on Barnes last year. He just wasn't healthy. And I think you might, if you're saying running scared, I think it's because obviously, you're going to run that way if you're not really sure on your foot how it's going to react. Okie Long Guy says, honest question, what is your expectation for wins in our first year?
9-3. We both have
9-3.
We both have OU 9-3. I think that's fair. Now he may have been scared to cut on it and get hurt because he was in pain, yeah. But I don't think you can judge on last year's either, Jay. Hey, I did see some clips of OU practicing. They were getting after it.
Yeah.
They were hitting.
Good.
Yeah, I agree.
Good. It's what I like to see.
A lot of some 8-5, some 9-3s. They're all over the board. 11-1. Hicks or Barnes for second team? Yes, I think they probably split time at second team. Both.
What
this
if
is the longest? Hey, this is the longest my hair has probably ever been. I thought about cutting it, and then I said I'm gonna let it grow out a little. You want to know my routine? I get out of the shower, towel dry it, put some gel in it. Doesn't matter what kind. Spray it with hairspray, blow dry it, head out. There you go, guys. There's the routine.
Wait, so how long are you growing your hair out?
I may just grow it out forever. May not cut it the rest of my life.
Johnny Bravo in a few weeks. I got the beard going on. You see it?
No, I can't.
Yep. Got the beard going.
Keep it to OU's first loss. Commit. I'll do that right now. I'll commit it.
Sharpie marks. No.
Is Jaden Gibson? Hey, I'm Sooner Surge GQ. Thanks, not Jay. Is Jaden Gibson still doing good in practice? Sooner Legend podcast asked. Look, Jaden Gibson looks like he's put on some weight, muscle-wise. He's no longer the rail that he was, the skinny rail that he used to be, I don't think. And I've seen him go up many times and make plays. So even at practice, I think he is bound to have a really, really good year.
Sooner fan. It's the next show I want to watch. I haven't got started yet, but I'm going to. I've heard great things about it. So apparently it's really, really good. So it sounds like you really like it too. Gibson 6'4". Are you asking, Jay, if he's 6'4"? Is that what you're asking?
Hunter can drop it, and I think he's 6'5".
Okay. How many people on here right now think Gibson's the leading receiver in touchdowns next year? Jerm, yes or no?
I'm going to say no. I still think it's Nick Anderson, Jay.
Whoa, I didn't see this, but I do believe it. Any truth to the rumor Texas sucks? Definitely say it's a fact. That's what.
I'm confused, Jay.
Well, it's April 15th and Texas still sucks, I think is what he's trying to say.
Got it. Got you.
Sharp. Bauer Sharp. I don't leads in touchdowns.
I think Burks leads in yards. I think Gibson probably leads in yards per catch. And I think Anderson leads in touchdowns. Let me say that for you again. Burks leads in overall yards. Gibson leads in yards per catch. And Nick Anderson leads in tutties.
Okay, realistically, Jaden Gibson, how many catches does he get this year?
I'm going to say Jaden Gibson gets 50 catches. 50 catches. 50? I think he gets at least 50 catches, and he probably averages I don't know, 12 yards a catch.
Jeremy, 50 is a lot of catches.
It's about 4 a game.
4 to 5 a game.
Uh-huh. If Jaden Gibson's not getting four a game, I think that's
I'm going to take
kind
the
of
under.
ridiculous.
I'm going to take the under.
Okay.
I just think that's a high number with as many receivers and tight ends that they have. I think they're going to spread it. But
yeah, and I think Burks yards, the yak will go to Burks. I agree.
I would love to have Gibson get more than 50 catches. I think that'd be great.
Do you agree that he leads in yards per catch? Now, there is a guy who could take that, and it's Brennan Thompson.
It depends on how many catches you have to get yards per catch, I think is
correct. There would have to be a minimum.
And I think Andrew Anthony is a guy that nobody's really talking about because of the injury. If he wasn't injured, though, he would be the guy everybody's talking about right now. Right?
Correct.
So,
correct.
Yeah.
What record would cause you to be concerned with BV? 8-4, 7-5. 7-5. 7-5. I'm massively concerned. 8-4. I guess it depends on those 4 losses and how they went down and who they were to, but I would still be concerned at 8-4. Not as concerned as 7-5, but.
What do you think they need to do that you would say, okay, this team's upward trend and upward track is the way it needs to be with Brent Venables? Is it 9-3 to you? Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I did not see Oregon's spring game. Sooner fan says Dante Moore looks a lot better. Not surprising, okay? Jeez. I'd like to know the stats, though, if someone wants to drop them in here for me. I'm sure we'd all like to. I don't know
if you can pull up stats from that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, 7-5, I'm massively concerned.
I'll tell you
Josh Bates seemed to have.
Brent Venables massively concerned.
Yeah. Hey, Carvin, okay. Carvin, okay, says Gibson needs to get the old videos of Bud Wilkins on how to make an O with his hands, learn how to catch. Look, it does seem like Gibson has gotten rid of those drop woes that he had early in his career. Hunter says they haven't played their spring game. Hunter would know. He's keeping a close eye on it.
Gary, 10-2 should be the standard. And here's the deal. I think the way BV takes the next step is because go look at their schedule. They're going to have a lot of close games. You have to win close games. He has not done it at Oklahoma yet. That's a fact. Most of their losses were within 7 points. Am I wrong? So, and I agree, Gary, 10-2 should be the standard for Oklahoma football.
Beat who you're supposed to beat, Jay. Win on the road. But they won't get rid of BV after one season. But he will definitely be in year 2. If that were to happen, he's done. Done for. So.
Yeah, correct.
You need to beat the teams you're better than. That's for sure.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
And the Achilles heel.
Yep, championships, Jimmy. I agree.
Okie Lawn guy says he's still irritated OU swung and missed on another OK prep star in their backyard.
Who are you talking about?
That's what I was.
Nate Roberts?
It's got to be Nate Roberts, but.
Yeah, I mean. Appreciate that. Chief, appreciate that so much. Great question or a great comment. Says, if you could wear a magic wand and put one player at their full potential for 2024, who would you pick besides Jackson Arnold? Ooh. If you could wave a magic wand.
If I could wave a magic wand and put one player at their full potential.
PJ Adebawore.
Maybe David Stone, Jay.
PJ Adebawore.
Yeah, I
think
David
Stone in the middle would be a good one too. I think
we don't know what his full potential looks like is the thing.
Here's the thing.
Mez says Canick.
I don't think
David Whitehead says Canick.
I don't think you need to wave a wand to get Stoney to be his full. I think he will be. I think Stone's going to be that good.
Correct. And hey, it is interesting. The Nate Roberts
stuff. Freaky.
Nate Roberts maybe didn't want to go to like. Again, I don't want to get into all that again, but when you're around something so much, maybe you sometimes have to get away. So, Hunter, did you read the article? You said it was a spring scrimmage. What's the lowdown on it? DG struggling or what? No, Hunter did not read it. Okay. Hunter did not read it. That's a little surprising, Hunter. Jay, weather's going to be awful.
I don't know. Sometimes when it says it's going to be bad, it's not going to be as bad as you think.
Last year was pretty miserable.
Yeah. If it doesn't rain and it's not windy, 50 degrees isn't a bad thing.
It's going to be a 20-mile-per-hour wind, Jay. North wind.
Is that what they're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be cold. Fall game. That's right, Jay. It'll feel like a fall game. I bet the players are liking it. I bet the players like it. No. Okie Long Guy, no. No. In fact, listen to her post game. I think she's got the edge. It's maybe the players that need to have the edge. I think Patty's ready for them to turn it on a little bit.
Yeah. What is per the register guard, Jay?
Don't know. I guess that's the site. Stone and PJ seem to be popular answers. I'd pick an offensive lineman personally, either center. Yeah, center would be a good one, Chief. You're right. That's a good question, though.
Hey, OU hasn't had good weather for the spring game in a few years.
Yeah. Roberts.
The last two haven't been good.
Roberts committed to Ohio State, Gary.
Committed to Ohio State, yes. Again, I'm curious these commits and signing days if there's any adjustments nowadays.
Well, there's always adjustments, Jeremy.
Right, but more so than usual.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get in the spring game, weather-wise. You just don't. And that's fine. I mean, that's football, right?
The other thing is you don't know what you're going to get as far as you can't touch the quarterback.
No.
So you can't really tell scrambling ability.
No, you can't because you can't touch him.
Hey, Okie Lawn Guy says, do you think this team plays with an entitled? Are you talking about softball?
Yeah, I think he's talking.
OU softball does not play with an entitled mentality. Look, they're getting everyone's best. Everyone wants to knock down the giant. And they had 2 bad games where they just laid an egg on a lot of areas. That's plain and simple what it is. They're going to win a 4th natty, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that is true about the big brother. And Chief, you're right, Donovan Mitchell, but we'll see. We'll see how he does. I think he'll be a really good player. What's up, Brianna? How are you tonight?
Hey, Brianna. Yeah. Hey, who all's going to the spring game really quickly? Just drop it in the chat if you are going to be at the Palace on the Prairie on April 20th. Drop it in the chat. Are you attending the spring game? Yay or nay? I say I'm yay. I'll be there. Okay? So I'm just curious who all is going to be in attendance. Sooner fans going to be there. Okay? We'll see who all else is going. Keaton is going to be there. Yeah, Dalpo says depends on weather. Yay for Keaton. Bobby's working it.
Hey, people need to go check it out, right?
Bobby? Is Bobby's food truck going to be there? Monty will not be there, but Monty, you're in Tennessee, so we give you a break.
Teresa has to miss. Tone Loke 50-50.
Yeah, there is only one Oklahoma.
Gary in Tulsa there. Chief
T-Bird tells us what he's
going to do. Gonna watch it from the couch. That's the good thing about it being on TV, I guess, right?
That is. Yeah, hey, that's a great charity gift there, Sooner Legend Podcast. And listen, that'll mean way more to them. A gift that truly will be remembered for them. That's pretty cool, Sooner Legend Podcast.
Mike. Yeah, that's cool, Mike.
That's big time. Yeah, so it looks like several will be there in attendance. I just hope the rain holds off.
Yeah, be nice.
You got a trivia tonight, Jay?
Yeah, I'll go with the trivia tonight. We talked a little bit about it last night. There's multiple answers to this trivia. And let me explain this before we do, though. Go check out Fanstop. Fanstop.com. Use code STURGE. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. Make sure and check it out. I mean, great shirts. Every month you get a new one, different design. It's awesome. Sign up for it. Fanstop.com. Here's how this trivia is going to work. I need 4 answers in your comment. You cannot do one at a time. You can't do 2 and then 2 later. I need 4, and I need the comment has to have 4 answers in it. Okay? First one to get it right wins. Here we go. We talked last night about a movie, okay? Certain guy in that movie named Kevin Costner. This is going to be pretty quick, I think, but name 4 sports movies with Kevin Costner. You have to get 4 in the same comment. The only way you can get it.
That's easy.
I know. 4 sports movies with Kevin Costner.
It's like 3 baseball ones, 2 golf ones.
Hey, here we go. I'm letting them get an easy one tonight. But you got to follow the rules and the instructions. 4 in the same comment. It'll take a while to type. 4 in the same comment. Yeah, you got to type it in. I know it's a little bit longer, but these are pretty easy.
That's okay, just one
guy. You had one job. Read the instructions.
Jimmy, don't care. Dalpo has got it. Or so did Bobby, though. Bobby got it.
I think Bobby's first. 10 Cup
Same
draft
4.
day for the love of the game, Field of Dreams. The loser equals Kevin Costner. Love it, mess. I like Kevin Costner. I think he's a good actor.
Dances with Wolves. We're showing that in my class because we're reading Killers of the Flower Moon. Love Dances with Wolves.
Jeremy, have you seen Yellowstone?
No, I don't watch Yellowstone. Never seen 13 Days.
I've not seen 13 Days.
Got to watch Killers of the Flower Moon after we read the book. Got to watch it.
Yeah, filmed in Oklahoma, correct?
Dax, Waterworld is awful, bro.
Yeah, and you're right. Okie Lawn, 10 Cups, one of my favorite golf movies ever made.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Is there one specific player that maybe we haven't talked about? And I love McFarland. As a cross-country coach, I love that movie. Is there one specific player we have not really mentioned a lot of? I got one that you think might stand out.
Who's that?
I got one that might turn some heads.
Who's that?
It's Lewis Carter.
Yeah, I would. That's a name to watch for, definitely, Jerm. I agree.
Who else? Who else is one to watch for that we haven't talked a lot about?
Okay, I'm going to say a guy, and I think it's a guy we've mentioned, but I think people are kind of selling on him a little bit. And I think Kendall Dolby is going to be really good. I think he was good last year, but I think everybody talks about McColl. Everybody talks about Bowen. All these guys that people talk about, even in the defensive backs. And you don't hear Dolby's name mentioned as much. I think Dolby's elite. I think Dolby's – I don't want to use the word elite, but I think Dolby's a really good player. Let's just say that. I think last year he made so many plays that were just on the blitz, man. He was just – you could argue on the defensive side of the ball, take Stutzman out of there. Dolby near the end was one of the better players on defense, was he not?
Oh, he made maybe the most plays of anyone out there, Jay, and he was a JUCO guy. What a massive get for BV from the JUCO ranks. Hey, people are asking about special teams. That's a concern. I saw Liam Evans' name drop there. Look, the thing is, you can't really find anything out about special teams on Saturday. You're not going to know anything about special teams. You won't know anything about special teams until the first game of the year, period.
Yeah, Gary. My understanding is OU was 6 over. They had 91-85. Am I wrong?
I thought they were 6 over as well. Hey, Sooner legend mentioned Seatbelt Vickers. We haven't mentioned a lot of. And someone mentioned Jaden Hardy, too.
Yeah. Bobby mentioned Jaden Hardy. Vickers coming off the injury last year. Don't forget that Vickers played before he got injured last year in some big time early games. So
that he did.
So he played pretty well when he was in there, but we'll see this year how he does coming off injury. But
yeah, look, people are not going to be okay. People are not going to be okay with Schmidt being the kicker again. They're just not going to be okay with it. Okie Lawn guy, I teach AP Lang and junior English and coach cross country and track.
Okay, yeah, Gary, Texas over by 9, which you've already seen that they're already having a couple guys that's going to enter the portal tomorrow. It sounds like so, and people are going to have to be processed to get under the scholarship limit, right? It's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely is.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll know that, Dalpost. I mean, I guess you might see something at that spring game, right?
Yeah, should. We do have some videos dropping this week on the spring game, so make sure you'll be checking those out this week. They'll be on the horizon. It is nice to see a little more depth. It absolutely is.
I do not teach. I do not.
Hey, I will say this, though. It's nice to see depth, but it's also even nicer to actually play depth. And we've been told there's been depth and never have seen it. Actions speak louder than words, guys. Play the depth.
That's true. You got to play it. You can talk about it all you want.
51 and a 4x4 is really good, Gary, or whoever said that. Gary, it's really good.
I don't know about YouTube, if they'll put it on YouTube or not. I don't know how it works with Sooner Sports and everything.
My son ran a 4:55 mile the other day, 8th grade.
Uncle Charlie's asking, wonder who gets the start against Tulsa tomorrow with 3 Big 12 games.
Yep.
Friday.
Jay, I think it's going to be Deal or Keeney is who I think.
I think it's going to be Deal.
I do too, probably.
You could pitch Deal and then pitch her the 3rd game in the weekend. So
absolutely. Jay, did you see Reynolds' post? Because I didn't see it.
Yes, I did.
What's your thoughts on it and explain it?
Well, my thoughts, it basically said he listed all the teams in the SEC with defensive linemen over 300 pounds.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that.
But yeah, and OU had 1, I think he put. But here's the thing. Those are facts, what he put in there. But, I mean, OU has a few that are at 295 that'll probably be at 300 by then. And I agree with him on the fact that, yes, OU doesn't have a ton of 300 defensive linemen. But also, you could go back and look at some great defensive linemen that were 295, 297, just not the 300 mark. So, I mean, I understand it.
Yeah. Let's see what they are come game time. That's all I'm going to say. I think they'll be more of a 300 at game time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Teresa, I'm like you. I don't understand the lack of using Keeney. They don't seem to use Keeney very much, and she led the nation almost in innings pitched last year.
Yeah. Hey, that's a name right there that I think we all should watch for at the spring game, Kim. Great point. Jacoby Johnson, I think the dude's an athletic freak, and I'm excited to see him. I really am.
Yeah, and Josh Bates is actually about 313 right now. Everett was 303, I believe. So Bates is on the bigger side for the line. I mean, I think Bates is plenty big enough. Some people carry the weight very well and some people not as much. That's just a fact.
Halton, that's a guy to watch for. Halton.
Yeah, Halton is a guy you're going to want to see a lot of and see him making some noise. Absolutely.
I don't understand
Uncle Charlie,
either.
Uncle Charlie, I think S.J. Guerin has something that could be used more often, and that's the off speed. She is definitely a change of pace pitcher, very off speed, throws that change up well, uses it a lot, but they're not going to her much. She's not injured. I mean, she played the other day, but
yeah, Michael Hicks is another good one. Here's what I'll say about that, Jeremy, about the pitching. The fact of the matter is, before the season, we kept saying this pitching staff is six-headed monsters. There's 6 of them. Basically, it's 3. That's really all they're really pitching much of is 3 pitchers.
yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, Jay. That's what they've went to. Maybe they're going to change it up. Don't know. Yeah, Gibson was asked a couple of days ago, according to Monty, when he read this, what defensive back gave him the most fits, and the answer was Jacoby Johnson.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to say it. I say it every week. DBs have different types of games, right? Some are more physical. Some have more height. Some are more up underneath you. Why not play multiple DBs and give the receiver something different to look at? I don't understand the fact in waiting to just play them sparingly.
OKC Blue G League champions. Hey, this would be a question for Hunter. He's way more knowledgeable on baseball than me.
And maybe Hunter wants to
I'll say this. I love Jason Walk. I actually talked to Hunter about this a week ago. I love Jason Walk. Hunter says
it's going to be Walk or Muddler for the final spot, in his opinion. Jay, what have you heard on Petaway injury?
I have not heard anything.
Nothing.
I have not heard anything as far as being serious or anything. So,
same with Anderson. Same with a lot of the ones we've heard. We do know that Farouk was in a foot cast, so that one seems to be a little bit. But listen, you can be, and that it was a break. I don't know if that's official or not, though. I do like what Bobby says here. I think that Dez and Jacoby are very physical.
Yeah, but my only problem with that is if those 2 are your guys, is Gentry hurt? Because to me, Gentry's the best defensive back when he's healthy.
But I think Gentry cannot be an every down back DB. I think he could play, 50%
because of injuries. Of injuries.
No, I'm saying I think you could just go 50%. I think you could divide the cornerback snaps at like 70-30 on both sides, maybe.
Yeah.
Or 60-40.
Yeah, I mean, Jacoby Johnson, guys, has all the hype. But here's what I'm going to say again on April 15th. Talk to me August 30th. I've heard this before. And I'm not blaming people. I'm not blaming anybody that's reporting it. I'm not blaming coaches for saying it. But what I am saying is talk to me August 30th. Because I promise you last year, go look at any video. Go look at anything leading up to the spring game and after the spring game. All the talk, all of it on defensive back was about Josiah Wagner. All of it was Josiah Wagner last year. All of it. And what did he contribute last year? And I'm just saying that because, yes, I agree. I think Jacoby Johnson, unbelievable. I think he could be really good. But until August 30th happens, I can't talk a whole lot about it.
And Chief T-Bird's echoing your comments, Jay. PSA announcement by Chief T-Bird. If you're hearing about a player in the spring, that means he'll never see the field following season. Fact. That's brought to you by Chief T-Bird here on the Sooner Surge tonight.
That's called spring hype PTSD that a lot of Sooner fans have from hearing it, right?
The spring hype is, yeah.
Hey, Sooner
it's going to be there again.
Sooner Cowboys, listen. Jonah Williams, I think it's going to be a typical 5-star recruitment. Okay? That's just the way I think it's going to be. You're going to probably have him bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, and when you say that, you tend to be alluding or implying that 5-star recruitments are different.
I think they are a little bit, in a lot of cases, Jeremy. Not all.
What about Josiah Wagner? Have not heard much of anything.
He may be standout this year. Haven't heard anything about him.
That is true.
And I will say the fact that they got Wimberly and maybe leaning some other guys that they're probably not going to let get Jonah. But I don't think anybody would be. I think if OU gets Jonah, it's a big surprise for OU. I think a lot of people.
It doesn't look good.
No. Hey, this one's interesting.
Bring up the Louisville guy, Jay.
Yeah, Hunter, you dropped this today in the text thread with us, and I mean, he's got awesome size. I'll say that. Now, I don't know enough about him stat-wise to see what he contributed last year. But I think a lot of OU fans thought going into this year that the portal, in the spring portal, they would love to get another defensive lineman. So I will say that, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I would rather have him than the guy Billadine or
from Indiana.
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, 405 boy. Yes, I'm here for all the Thunder hype. I'll be watching every game. I'm a huge Thunder fan, and I'm buying stock in that team right now. What position does Tatum and Nesta play in baseball? One of them's an outfielder, I believe. Nesta's a pitcher, isn't he?
Nesta's a pitcher. And
Tatum outfielder, is that wrong? I could be wrong on that. I know Nesta can bring it. I do know that.
141 tackles, 12.5 sacks in 4 seasons.
Okay. An average of 3 sacks a season. That's 3 more a season than Bothroyd and Ford had last year. So
it's pretty good on the tackles, I would think.
Yeah, that's a good number of tackles.
I don't know how much he played, how many games he played each season. That's what I'd like to know. But
Tatum's more utility, outfield, and second base. Nesta, right-handed pitcher who can bring it. Absolutely bring it.
Yeah, he throws hard. And I forget his perfect inning ranks for recruiting, but it was really high for
Jay. I'm going back right now before we get off here tonight. Can anybody drop in the chat a top spring game moment that you even remember? I mean, sometimes we hype up the spring game, but you come away from it. I can't even recall really like major spring game moment plays where I'm like, wow, there hasn't been that many. So I'm just warning you, don't overanalyze everything, although we probably will here on the Sooner Surge.
Yeah, I don't remember anything off the top of my head that just was like, wow, unbelievable. I will say this. One thing I still remember to this day was back in the day, Bob Stoops, it wasn't the spring game, I don't think, but they brought the team to Tulsa Memorial Stadium to play.
That was crazy. It was like 108 degrees.
Yeah, well, all I remember, Stalker McDougal, looking at him for the first time. Okay, I remember that. That was big time because Stalker McDougal was literally towering over everybody. Stalker McDougal was a beast.
Hunter says the pick. DJ Graham had the best day last year. Dowpoa says. Yeah, I don't think culture is an excuse for being cheap. You can have culture and not be cheap. That does seem to be the connotation for that. I don't think necessarily that that's what it is, though. Third string Baker outperformed Trevor and Cody Thomas in 2015. There's been some, but point is, let's not, there hasn't been a lot. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
Right, Jay?
That's right. That's right. But it's almost here, man. So I'm excited.
It's almost here. Hey, make sure you're following our channel if you're not subscribed. I know most of you guys are subscribed. And seriously, in all seriousness, we do appreciate it so much. We appreciate your commitment, your faith in us every night of being on here. We try our best to not miss. We try our best to give you 45 minutes good, 45-minute content every night. And we did it again tonight with your great comments throughout tonight. Tomorrow, back at it. Make sure, again, you're checking out the content throughout the week. The Sooner softball team goes to Hall of Fame Stadium tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, ESPN Plus, against the TU Golden Hurricane right there across the state in the rivalry. But thanks again, Sooner Nation. Thanks again, Surgeaholics, for the community, as Chief T-Bird says. Thanks for the super, Chief T-Bird.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it tonight. 5 days away. Great show, great community, and great viewers, I'll say, Chief T-Bird. Appreciate it. Thanks for the prayers. Appreciate you all. Till next time.